Oh dear. Oh dear. This will catch a few people out. I'm live already. Nobody there. Time to go. Good night. La 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 la. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. I'm 5 minutes early. That's gonna catch you out. Oh dear, it's raining. I can hear it pitter-pattering on my roof. It says there's one person watching. If there's one person watching, give me a thumbs up, please. 4 people. Oh my wash. Oh my wash. Oh my good. Oh my God. Good evening, Cynthia. You're first. 4 people watching, 1 like. Come on, let's get. I want 4 likes up there straight away, please. Thank you. That's not working then. Here we go. It's going to be one of those nights tonight. 2 likes, thank you. Any increase on 2 likes? 5. Oh. 5 people watching, 3 likes. Cynthia, have you given me a like? Have you given me a thumbs up? Oh. We're already 1 minute and 34 seconds into an early start. Hey, look, we're going to have a 5 and 5 in a minute if we're not careful. What? Thank you very much. We've got a 5 and 5, which is great. Thanks for it. Oh gosh, that's changed. 8 and 5. I haven't seen that my friends Paul and Kim are on yet. They've had a bit of a sad day today. They went all the way from Gloucestershire to Aston Villa's football ground, only to lose. Well, I had 8 people there just a minute ago. I've only got 7 now. I'm having a glass of beer this evening, ladies and gentlemen. A glass of beer instead of wine. I had wine last night. So that, yeah. Cynthia's now gone. She said good evening, and that's it. Not going to say anything else. It's been a pretty grossy day today, hasn't it? Really miserable. To all those 8 people that are watching, please type a message. Say hello. Just put your names up there. Just hello. Just so that we know there are genuine people behind them 8 viewers. What you didn't see earlier on was Cynthia's. I'm still here. Just shared link to Facebook. Thank you, Cynthia. You're doing a great job as my admin. Somebody had to make a start earlier on, though, didn't they, Cynthia? Somebody forgot to promote it properly. Should have been promoted weeks ago, or at least a couple of days ago. Mr. Croser, what Keb's boof? What's that? Richard Spandley, hello. What happens if I click the thumbs down logo? That would not go down very well, Richard. I can tell you. That would be very, very mean of you. Richard, is that the first time you've been on a live? Joined me on a live? It's only a load of chit-chat. It's only a load of chit-chat. Talking points. I have some talking points. Not such a big list this week, I'm afraid, but there it is. So nobody could read that. Thumbs down. Richard, really? I'm shocked. I've never, ever had anybody ask me about giving me a thumbs down. I do on my videos on my YouTube channel every week. Mr. Murphy's in town. Well, not in town. I think he's up north. Evening, all from Cobham Services on the M25. on the way back from Yorkshire. There you go. He's not up north. He's on his way back. Best forever friend. You're creeping for something then. What are you creeping for, Mr. Croser? Best forever friend. Lincolnshire Andrew. Yeah. He's been a Yorkshire, I think. Yorkshire, I think. Pretty sure it's Yorkshire. Been up there with his family to visit Kathy, I think, and partner. I've been keeping an eye on the photographs, you know. Been lots of photographs. Mr. Croser, what's the weather up your way? Is it all nice and sunny, or is it all cloudy and foggy as usual? Jean's there. Hello, Jean. We have been to Butlins in Skegness and up to Yorkshire to see Catherine. I went over to Skegness once with my cousin Sue. We were there, walked in for about an hour, and then we walked out again. I can remember many years ago, my auntie and my cousin and her family used to go to Skegness every year. And the only time I've been there, when I was thinking about my auntie and my cousin going there, I just thought, why? Yeah. Right, there you go. It's frosty. It's frosty up your way. Mr. Croser, we have got, although I can't hear it at the moment, it was raining hard just now because I could hear it on the canopy roof. And it's been a miserable day today. Really horrible. Lots of rain. Andrew said, has Catherine, oh, hang on, what's this? Oh, Cynthia's saying to Andrew, has Catherine stopped attacking her dad yet? Oh, it was a bootleg, wasn't it, on top of his head? I got a belt of Butlins belly on Thursday and puked a fair bit, which was the only thing to my holiday. Oh, right. As long as that's it. Well, you're at Butlins, so yeah, the old Butlins belly, the Butlins deli belly. Could be. I'm just going to have a swig. It's quite nice and chilly, bit like the weather. Richard, Mr. Spanley, he put one comment on there, and now he's gone. He's splitted. Here you, Mark. Been dreary my way too. Yeah, yes. I saw something on. I can't remember if it was on TV or on Facebook yesterday. Yeah, you're probably right. I haven't been to a Butlins in donkey's years, when my kids were little. And my kids aren't little anymore. They're 45 and 43. Yeah, I saw something yesterday, and I was telling Cynthia about it earlier on. And it was the weather forecast on Good Morning Britain, GMB or something. And they've got two ways of looking at the weather forecast: the general way, which they put on screen, and then there's another way where the Met Office can look at these lines in different colours. If it's red, sunny, lovely day. If it's in varying colours of purple, lightest purple into grey, I suppose, is it's sort of a bit unsettled. But if it's just purple, then that's going to be a really bad day. And they did 2 weeks, and every day for the next 2 weeks was just purple, really unsettled, very wet, and I believe at times possible gales. So it's not a good outlook. Jean is saying nice walk today, Lavington, Duncton and Grapham, but a bit damp and grey. Yeah, a nice place to walk though, Jean. Andrew's saying very true, Rob Croser. I'll not describe you as damp and grey. No, not at all. How could anybody describe Jean being like that? She's a lovely lady. And she was on the walk last week, which was even better. I'll hang on for just a little bit longer, because officially we're only 4 minutes into the live before I start tapping into my probably useless information. Shush, Cynthia. Shush. Shush. Take it away. Good evening, Ron. Michael, good evening. You're both very late. John, good evening. We kicked off at 5 to 8 just to catch everybody out. So we've been going 10 minutes already. But it's very nice of you all to join me this evening. It really is. So it's good. It's great. And the numbers are going up. 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes on your time though, Ron. Andrew is on his way home. Oh, is he? Okay. And for once, I was not the first commenter. Exactly. Andrew, why did you think I started at 5 to 8 and the only person that knew was Cynthia? I just sent her a message and I just said, I'm going live now. I just thought, let's catch people out. See how many people are there waiting. And it was, I think it was just before 8 when Andrew clicked on. And only another 27 days. Yes, Andrew, shush, don't wish your time away. It's the 1st of February. Can you believe it? January's gone already. Someone said to me the other day, soon be Christmas. I said, no, please, don't even go there. Michael's saying, sorry, I'm prepared to write 100 lines. I must put, yeah. Well, Michael, you weren't actually late officially. If I'd have started at the official time of 8 o'clock, hang on a minute, I've got my foot stuck on my chair. Oh, God. That'll teach me for bending my foot back over the bar. Is there a doctor in the house, please? Oh, my leg. Ron. Not laughing out loud. Mr. Langley, is Elaine there? Is she going to join in on her own device? I am off now on the way back down to the A3. Now we'll catch up later. Okay. Thanks, Andrew. Take care out there, mate, because the M25 can be a right pain in the backside. So can the A3. Come to that. Oh, Andrew, did you know the A3's closed tonight? Just a fleeting moment, then, Andrew. He's on his way home, Gene, from Skegness in Yorkshire. He's been visiting family up there. So he's just journeying back. He stopped for a toilet break. I was going to say something else, but toilet break and a cup of coffee if he's got any sense. Anyway, what we got? Of course, now Andrew's gone. That's one person gone. Anyway, let me just say, last week's walk, unfortunately, those that should have been there, couldn't be there, was great. All the record shops on the garden centres in East Sussex are machine run. Get there, thanks. Yes, last week's walk. It was one of those flat, undulating walks. And those of you that have been on those flat, undulating walks will know exactly what I mean. But it was led by Steve. Actually, where's Steve tonight? He's naughty boy. Cynthia, send him a message. I was watching your video of the fort when you popped up. It's a lovely place to go, Gene, if you've never been there. But it was a lovely walk, a bit muddy in places. And the route was quite confusing. Steve's there, look, he's there. So yeah, it was a good walk over at, I've got hiccups now, Alice Holt. Like Michael said, so that photo with all that big muscle, Kevin, was just, yeah. If you'd have seen where the stopper was, Michael, it would have gone, evening, Andrew. Evening, Andrew. We've just been talking about flat, undulating walks, which was what we had last week. That's very deep, psychological of Mr. Moscow. Yes, it is. Steve Moscow. Ron saying the lane is here, Kevin, and listening. Thank you. Kevin is for the win. Yeah, absolutely. No, it was a good walk. There was 9 of us. There was just one mishap en route. As you can imagine, after all the rain, as I mentioned just now, mud in places, Steve advertised it as a flat walk. It wasn't really flat. And we got to this bit where we walked round the pond. Excuse me, I'm really frog in my throat now. So we walked around this pond, but the footpath disappeared underwater. So I was out in front, leading the way round, and we came to a stream. And the stream was flooded. And at the widest point, I suppose it was 2 feet across. I spotted a bit where it narrowed down, so we walked down to there. I went across first, and like a gentleman, I helped the ladies across. I nearly pulled Kim into a tree behind me. But one person decided he wouldn't take my hand, which was Peter. He lifted his right foot, his left foot slipped, and he went waist deep into the stream. And then he got himself out. And it just, yeah, if he'd have taken my hand just to help him across, he'd have been fine. But straight into the drink, as I say, waist deep. He must have been, and we were probably 3/4 of the way round. Angela wasn't there, Rob. But poor Pete, he just went straight down. Nothing we could do. It's just too quick. I had almost visions of him going completely flat. So we've had 2 now. That's Andrew Murphy and Pete. Let me just try and catch up on these. I did notice just now that I think David hiking 57. David, evening, Kevin. Just watched the Alice Holt vid. Nice walk. Hi to a chat. Hello, David. Very kind of you to join us. Clive, good evening, Clive. Evening, Kevin. Surprised you can spare the time tonight. Like in between workouts and gym. Well, you have to do it, don't you? You just have to do it. How did no one film the episode of Kevin Stumbles? I think, to be honest, Andrew, and it's like when Andrew Murphy fell in, no one was filming then. And it would have been a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it, for him? Bless him. It's just one of those things. It couldn't be helped. It really couldn't. But it was just one of those things, unfortunately. I'm just hoping my throat's going to hold out tonight. Let me have another sip. Yeah, so it was, as I say, good walk last week. And we went to a lovely pub, but it was so noisy in there. No music, Andrew Norris, no music. It would have got like, yeah, you're probably right, John. So, and then, right, next month's walk is being led by Jean at the Witterings, I think it is. Cynthia will correct me if that's wrong. Of course she will. Andrew, I've just seen, I have a great idea for a walk in 2027, but it's full of undulations, I believe. Keep it in mind, Andrew, we're always going to be there. Owen, good evening, sir. How are you? How's your foot? For anybody that likes a hobby, that's Owen. Owen had a bit of an accident. If you've seen any of Owen's videos, he does huge hikes and walks out into all types of terrain. And Owen's got this bit of a camp that he's set up, and he was cutting some wood. And as these preppers do, their saws and axes and knives are so sharp. And Owen was cutting some wood, quite small bits of wood, and his axe went into his foot. He managed to bind it up as best he could, but then Owen had to hike out of the woods to get help and get to, I think, A&E. Owen, you ended up in, wasn't it? So I think he's only just, after about 4 weeks or so, managed to get back out to the camp with his wife to keep an eye on him. But I think, as he said in a video the other day, it took some courage to get back out there, because it had knocked his confidence a bit. And I can relate to that because of the fall I had 3 years ago. So Owen, I hope all goes well with the recovery, my friend. And I don't know if you saw my comment. My dad used to work in the woods, and when they cut wood, if they were chopping a log, they would always stand with their feet well apart. So if they missed the wood, the axe would go straight between the legs. Good evening, Tracy, and everyone. She said, just dropping in for a moment. We're in a car on the way back home to Hampshire. We'll watch on catch up. Thanks, Tracy. Bye bye for now. Take care. Owen saying, oh God, watch that video in caution. Laughing out loud. I'm not a prepper. I'm an artist. Oh, the year I chopped a proper smiley face with my foot, 29th of December. Still a few niggles after a month. As I say, I watched that video, and when it happened, it made me just cringe, because I remembered when my dad was out in the woods, and I went out there with him. And I loved going out in the woods with my dad. I'm a country boy, really. Although you wouldn't believe that if you knew the food that I won't eat. So yeah, it's a bit dark, really. But anyway, Owen, you take care of yourself, and say hello to Archie. Say hello to Archie for me. Oh, okay. I replied to your message, but it didn't stick. I see what you did there, I think. Hello, Kim's here, and Watto's here. Thank you very much. You must. No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I do know you had quite a miserable journey home. But yeah. Least said, don't mention it, Kevin. Okay, I won't. My lips are sealed. Yes, I think I saw Cynthia put something up ages ago about next month's walk being led by Jean. We did, Cynthia, Steve, and I, and our friend Martin. We were sensible. Kevin, I'm on a wine too. Yeah, but David, that's a glass of wine, my friend. My son calls that a wine glass. No, I'm not going to say anything wrong. No, I'm not. But we did a walk the other day, and we redid our steps on the Centurion Way, but the opposite way round to what Cynthia and I did it, because Steve and Martin had never done it before. But Cynthia and I are not daft, because Martin is our osteopath. So if we got halfway along and we needed a bit of a massage, we could have called on Martin to have done it for us. But I have to admit, after 9 miles, when we got back to Chichester, my old hips were beginning to play me up a bit. And I think Steve said to me when we got back to, well, not into the city, I think he said his knees were beginning to ache a bit. But it was a lovely walk. I think it's the only dry day we've had in the last week. So it was great. A lovely, lovely walk. We stopped at Snake Hips. Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. We stopped at West Dean Cafe. Lovely little cafe. It's got lots of seating outside in the summer. Cynthia says it wasn't dry all day. Well, no, not all day, but a fair chunk of it. Wasn't it? I don't know. I know I was there, but obviously I've got a different recollection of it to you. But wrong again. Steve, I got 3 things right on the walk on Wednesday. Michael's saying, I'm a cyclopath. I should ride on the road, really. Yeah, cyclopath. Cyclopath path, yeah. Mr. Norris, how are you, sir? Hi, Andrew, say that. Don't get me started on trips from hell all the way down to Dereham to watch someone paint landscapes for 3 days. Journey back was by no. Oh, dear. Yeah, so that's a good walk on Wednesday. Anyway, Mr. English is looking into doing a walk for us later in the year. I think he's only got 2 months to choose from. Andrew's replying to what I'm doing, good mate. He might see you in March or again in July. Excellent. Smee, hello Smee. How are we doing, Smee? Good to see you. It really is. Oh yeah, and actually on my list, I actually had written down here, just there, Owen. I was going to mention Owen if he tuned in tonight, so I've already done it. There you go. Owen. Now Owen used to do on a Saturday morning, I think it was. He used to play songs on YouTube, and I think YouTube didn't like it, but it was great fun. And something was on my radio the other day, and it was a song, Just Another Day by John Cicada. And I hadn't heard that song in years. And it's just one of those songs that when you hear it, you've just got to just keep listening to it. And that's what I was doing earlier on. I just kept playing it. It's great. Yeah, so John Cicada, Marillion, Kaylee's another one. Just great songs. Now, what bands have you seen? Tell me, what bands have you all seen? I'll tell you some of mine over the years. And there's a lot more than this. I've seen the Rolling Stones, Simple Minds, Quo, Michael Jackson twice, Prince, Coldplay, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Well, it does, up here it does, but not on paper because I stopped there. So yeah, Status Quo. Yeah, I've seen them twice, I think now. Gary Moore, another one. Clive said, I know you'll all be utterly devastated, but we'll be with you in spirit. So when are you actually going to set foot on a walk, Clive? How are things with you and Kathy? Okay? Thumbs up from them, I hope. What's that? Long walk? Unfortunately, I think Kevin's Rambles walks over the next few months coincide with work parties being held at the National Trust Volunteers Group that Kathy and I help run. You've just answered my question. C6 Steve is something. You've seen him, John, have you, or just like him? Mr. Crowes is saying 29th, I believe, is my birthday. 29th of what, Rob? March? July? Seems great. Wow, that's fantastic. There is something about him. I've seen him on, was it on Glastonbury a few years ago, and there was just something about it, just the old stomping music. Yeah, it's really good. If I can find a reasonable accommodation, it might be an option. Otherwise, July. Good evening, Daniel. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Ron, you've seen Bruce Springsteen. Wow, that's brilliant. Something it's like, yeah, never thought about going to see Bruce Springsteen. Because what's he now? He's got to be well into his 70s, doesn't he? Someone's bound to Google it. Cynthia's on it already, I can tell. Kim's dropping hints here, look. It's my birthday in March, she says. Saw Desmond Decker in Cheltenham. Cool, that's a name from the past. I've seen Ted Nugent, Gary Moore, Rush, Bad Company. Yeah, Bad Company, seen them, yeah, and many more. Who's Ted Nugent? He sounds like something out of a soap opera. He was in black leather. Nice. Yeah. Fish, Big Country. Oh, yeah, Big Country. I forgot about them. Mike and Mechanics. I've met Mike from Mike and Mechanics. Not Mike. Yeah, Mike Rutherford. Sorry. Oh, Genesis in them. Yeah. He's great. Yeah. And he's all right. Andrew's retracted that. Mark's Adventure saying, so bad. Zeppelin. Akadaka. Stones, Floyd, Genesis, yeah. ELO. Oh, yes, ELO, I've seen them. Thin Lizzy, yes, seen them. And yes, I've seen them. Dream Theatre, Talk. Cool, now you're talking some real heavy stuff there, Mark. Dream Theatre and Tool. My daughter was watching, she'll go, yeah. My son and my daughter are massive Tool fans. Eric Clapton, yes, seen him with Steve, Ronnie Wood in concert Samuel this year, I think. Okay. Tickets a bit, yeah. Prices, tickets for gigs are just unbelievable. Just nuts. After listening to Nugent, you go that bloke at Bognor had played with everybody. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Paul. He had, didn't he? Doesn't Mike Rutherford own stables? Yes, he does. I've also met Tony Banks. I went to his house actually with a friend of mine many years ago, and Mike Rutherford I met at Kelvey Golf Club. But Tony Banks had this wonderful house. He might still be living there. I don't know. So I'm not going to say the village where it is. That would not be right of me to do so. But it's in Southwest Surrey. Yeah. Yeah, lovely man, lovely family. Had this amazing orangery that was open to his kitchen. Absolutely brilliant. Huge palms in there and banana trees. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure where his stables are, Rob, but yeah, they are. They're down in Sussex. Well, so Paul McCartney's down there as well. There's a huge amount of big musical stars in West Sussex. If Steve, what's the one in Whisper Green? Rob Crow, Kenny Jones, ex of the Who, plays polo in Sussex as well. I believe you're right. I'm not sure if he's played at Cowdrey Park, but yeah, I know he's into polo. John saying, and East Sussex. Yeah, absolutely. What an embarrassment. What have I missed? Bruce is such a left idiot. Have you heard his latest crap, how the mighty have fallen? There's a lot of mighty that need to fall. Dave Gilmore, thank you very much indeed. And Kenny Jones, yeah. Mark said, I met Sting once as I did a poster for saying charity. Oh, right, okay. Excellent. Right, that's brilliant. Yeah. I'm trying to think, there's an American an American soul singer that I saw at Brighton Arena, Brighton Arena years ago. Very, very short lady, but brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Oh, that was so good. Oh, I've got to mess my hair up. What's left of it? Wet, Wet, Wet. I saw them at Brighton as well. I knew Michael, who was in The Cure for. Oh, okay, brilliant. Wasn't. Yeah, just have Andrew. Unfortunately, I've got this thing that affects my throat from time to time, and the weather can affect it. Damp, cold weather, particularly in the winter. And it's got hold of me today, which is a bit of a pain, especially when I'm doing this. Clive says, bumped into Mr. Gilmore when walking near his house. His dogs are a bit fierce. He was having his boathouse restored at the time. I hope his dogs were being restrained. Oh, I used to have a crush on Marty Pellow. Oh, bless. Yeah. I wonder, yeah, the bloke that we were chatting to in Bognor. I wonder how many other musicians he's accompanied. When we were talking to him down on the first Bognor walk, he was telling us that there was only, I can't remember the band that he hadn't played with, but apart from that, he played with virtually every band you can imagine. If I mentioned a band, he said, "Yeah, played with them." Mentioned another. Oh, I played with them. Did a tour with them in America, you know. And we got on so well. I toured with them over here. Oh, God. Yeah. You know, I think it's, you know, if he'd come out of his dream, he might have been all right. But nice enough fella. But he just had this sense that he was just waiting for someone to speak to him. And unfortunately, it was me. Yeah, and Paul said, yeah, I would guess exactly none of them. No, I said, I've had the fun and honour of bumping into Robert Plant, whilst doing some session work years ago in Brum. Are you saying that you were doing some session work, Mark, or Robert was? I think I know what you mean. Sting owns a house in Grasmere. He bought it from a famous director, Ken Russell. Oh, right, okay. Where's Grasmere? Is that near you, Rob? I saw the Nice in Eastbourne back in the 90s. Blimey, that's a name I haven't heard from since the 60s. Margaret said, Madonna came to Wallace Collection when I worked there. She's about 2 inches tall. Oh, 2 feet inches tall. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm not struck on her, to be honest. Not really. What you mean? We found someone taller than Kim. Oh, was that the other way around? Sorry, no. Kim's taller than her. Sorry, I read it the wrong way. Yes, I was. Rob owns the studio. Oh, okay, excellent. What did you play, Mark? What's the 60s? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're too young to remember those, aren't you, Watto? Yeah. Grasmere is north of Watford, so no man's land. Yeah, before the 70s, Paul. Oh boy, Kevin, it's a famous town in the Lake District. Oh, that one. I know it well. Oh dear. The 60s were great. I was only very young in the 60s. I was, 63, I was 10. So there you go. So yeah, about 17 by the end of the 60s-ish. I was playing charts, making clips for Brahms sequences used. Oh, okay, brilliant. That's great. Now, did you get lots of income from being used in a game? Some people are absolutely loaded from being involved in games. Ron's saying the best years of my life. Oh well, I was conceived 60s. I was conceived in the 60s. Me too, Rob. It must have only just happened then. Kim said he was born in 59. Yes, 6 years after me, Kim. Oh yes, Kevin. You're scared to come further. Only just. Actually, Rob, now you say about Nottingham. No, hang on. Mark's saying, no, I got 80 quid for the session and got the train back to Burnley. Oh, and they paid my fare. Oh, that's generous of them. As I was. So damn good. Yeah, cradle snatchers. Yes, the next live, I'm actually going to be heading north on on the first Sunday of next month. So I'm going to make a decision between now and the middle of the month to decide whether I go live on the Saturday night or wait until when I get back. Tracer, says Andrew. Yes, I'm heading up to the East Midlands to visit my family up there because unfortunately, unfortunately, Sue is unable to travel this way at the moment. Catch you later, all. Daughter on the phone. See who. Yeah, you've got to do that. Thanks, Mark. You take care, my friend. Thank you for joining. So yes, I've got to make a decision. I was going to plump for perhaps doing it on the Saturday night. What do you think? Tell me. Would you think the Saturday before March the 1st would be okay? If you want me to do Saturday, I'll do Saturday. Mr. Crozer saying, yep, my old fella came home early off night shift and was rather enthusiastic towards my mum. And I was the outcome from their tryst apparently. Clive said, I must have been conceived in November 1959. Never thought about that before. Must have been nothing on TV that night or power cut. Yeah. It's quite an interesting conversation actually tonight, isn't it? Michael said, my biggest claim to fame was bumping into Paul and Linda McCartney. They were walking towards me and I thought, I know that woman from somewhere. She must have noticed the look of, consternation. Absolutely. I hitched a lift once. The day after, I had an ingrowing toenail cut off and I had one normal shoe on and my slipper on with a hole cut in the end so that the bandage could poke out the end, and it was taped to my foot, the slipper that was. And I was hitching a lift outside my home and Ted Dexter stopped and picked me up. If anybody knows who Ted Dexter is, I'm not going to say another word, and I'll wait and see who does know. Well, most of you should do. They were both very nice, and that's great. That's really good. Your folks knew how to entertain themselves, quite absolutely. It wasn't even a Friday night. I think the old bloke thought it was his birthday. Yes, you're right. Absolutely, a cricketer. He played for Sussex. He did indeed. And who remembers? He was amazed that I remembered this. Playing a test match, and I think it was at the Oval, playing against the West Indies. And he went for I think he told me it was for a, Michael said I'm stumped, very good. He went for a really big hit, and all that was left in his hand was the handle. His cricket bat split in half. And he Ted Dexter had forgotten about that, but when I said to him about it, he said, "You're absolutely right." He said, "I'd forgotten about that." So yeah, that was quite interesting. Nice chat with him. Very, very nice man. Here they come. Yeah, the goon's going to be coming out. I'm surprised Steve hasn't come out with them something at the moment, because he's usually pretty good with these little quips. And I believe he was also captain of the England team, wasn't he? Definitely captain of Sussex. Yeah, bit of a sticky wicket. Michael, get your coat. Mind you. Yeah, mind you, Googlies. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, brilliant. Love it. You guys are brilliant. Well, that's it. Well, you know, I've gone through all my list, so that's it. Steve, Cynthia, is there anything else that you want to mention, or you want to type and I'll mention? I'm sure there must be, because you're usually telling me to say something at some point, or asking me to shut up, one of the two. So what's everybody got planned for this week, even though it's going to be wet? Steve saying, had trouble with his balls. Yeah. May. Yes. That's in 4 months' time. Yeah, it's raining. I can hear it. I can hear it through my double glazed windows on the roof. No bales. Work, more work, says Kim. No bales. No bales. Yeah, no bales. Yeah. I think it should have been no balls, shouldn't it? Yeah, John F. That's what my dad had afterwards on the Moment of Passion. You didn't recognise Paul McCartney first before Linda. I know that's shocking when you think about it. Yes, you said balls. Oh, God. John says right. Yeah, you're in East Sussex, John, aren't you? So is it coming from your direction here or the other way round? Trip out to the lighthouse on Wednesday. What? Trip out to a lighthouse? Why? Have you got some bulbs to change? Flash it again, Rob. Yes, as Mr. Norris said earlier on, he's threatening to come over in March for the walk. It'd be lovely, doesn't it? He came over in March last year, I'm sure he did. Cynthia, Steve, and I are trying to get back out walking again with the 3 ponchos. Although I think Cynthia's now officially called us the 4 ponchos, adding our friend Martin to it. But the weather's just been against us. It's just hopeless. Andrew's saying, which lighthouse? My ancestors built lighthouses. Well, that's interesting. I like that. No, Clive, I didn't. I homed in on hers and didn't notice Paul at all. Oh, gosh. Large. Suits you, sir. Yes, but what, Rob, are you just going there for a visit, or are you specifically going out there for something important, shall we say? Martin is only an honorary poncho. That's true. Yeah, that is true. A honorary. So we don't have to buy them a poncho then. That means we can save money because they are expensive. Yeah, that's a Christmas card list. Yeah. Christmas card. Who didn't send Christmas cards last year? I did. The amount I send has gone down, but I still send them. Did anybody else hear about? I think it was it Norway have removed all of their post boxes, and that, from what they said on the radio, they're all going to be put into a museum, and they're not going to have any mail posts anymore, which is a bit strange, I think. Robert saying, walking the coast and visiting the lighthouse, you'll see it in due course. Okay, mate, have a lovely time. Yes, go. Not a card in 28 years. Oh, right. The stamps are very expensive, John. Yeah. I send them out mostly to my nearest and dearest, and one or two very close friends. And then, of course, we've got the Christmas meal, so we have to add a few out then. But we just buy a box of cheap ones for that. Yeah, Clive says, still send Christmas cards, but far fewer these days due to the post. Absolutely. Paul said, we're heading to Scotland Easter, Rob, seeing my big sis in Aberdeenshire for a week. Cards are cheap. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. You can get some quite decent cards from fairly cheap, but it's just the stamps, isn't it? Well, I love to receive a letter, but not a French one. If I sent you a letter, Michael, it'd be typed, because I'm no good at writing. You'd have a job to decipher what I have written, because I'm absolutely useless at it. AI is very good. But did anybody see a comment from Claire Leach earlier on Facebook from the post that Watto put up of me and him bulked up? She said AI uses a lot of water. And I Googled it, and it does. It does use a lot of water. Andrew's saying exactly, if you value a person you are in touch with, and not with a Christmas card. Yep. Oh dear, I thought I was going to sneeze then. So does farming? So yeah, so it does. Yeah. Clive's saying irritating when you do a long note in your Christmas card about what you've been up to over the last year, only to get a two from the card back. Yeah. Is that why we are getting so much rain? Probably. Yeah. Just with the Christmas card, I meant to say. Yeah. I got in touch with my late mother-in-law's sister many years ago, Margaret. And from that very first contact, we've sent each other Christmas cards every year. But Margaret always writes a letter. I can't remember, she's in her late 70s now, I think. But she always writes a little letter to tell me what she and her sister Jane have been doing. I do respond. Sometimes I send her a message on WhatsApp. But I had a few months ago, I told Cynthia, I think I told Steve this, I was sitting watching television one day, my mobile phone rang. And I could see the name Margaret on there. I went, hello, Margaret. Kevin, can you come and fix our TV? And I said, pardon? She said, our TV's gone wrong, Kevin. She said, can you come and fix it? You did it for us last time. I said, Margaret, I don't do TVs. She said, yeah, no. She said, don't mess me about, Kevin. Don't tease me. She said, you fixed my TV last time. I said, no, Margaret. I said, I didn't. I said, I can't repair TVs. Oh, you are naughty. She said, don't do that to me. Don't do that. I said, Margaret, you've got the wrong person. How many Kevins have you got in your contact list? She said, 2. I said, well, you've wronged the wrong one. She said, well, who are you? So I said, I'm your niece's ex-husband. Who's my niece? Who's that? I said, Julie. Oh, it's not you, Kevin, I need. It's the other Kevin. I said, yes, exactly, Margaret. Then we had a 10-minute conversation about how she and her sister was. So, but bless them. Yeah, but they write to me, or she writes to me every year, which is lovely. Rob saying, I only get a few Christmas cards, never off the children. My son always buys me a Christmas card, but my daughter doesn't. So, yeah. Andrew, that's because they hate you. And he says, mainly yes. Yeah. No, he's nearly gone, look. That's it, all gone. That'll be the last one this week. Michael's saying the owner of Nestle says water is not a human right. Okay. I won't use water then when I have a shower. I'll just use fresh air. Have I missed any comments? I don't think I have. I have to say, one of the things that, hang on, Kevin, you need to go back to your local Turkish bar. Back to your sideburn. But that's deliberate. That's the way I wanted to do it. That's why I wanted to do it. Just have a change. I've got a box full of CDs, and I haven't, apart from a few, half a dozen, I haven't played them for years. So I want to get a modern CD player and rig it up in here somewhere. And I wanted a little table to put it on somewhere if I need it. Anyway, just over there, in that corner over there, there's a little solid oak table which I found for nothing on Facebook. And the gentleman's name I recognised, but never met him. So I contacted him. He said, yes, it's yours, Kevin. Come on down and get it. I parked at the end of his drive. He said, I'll go and get it for you. And when he came out of his front door, he shouted, Rodney. And I said, well, if I was Rodney, that'd be fine, but I'm Kevin. He said, yeah, but you look like him. He said, you've got the same beard as him. And Cynthia has actually said to me, it's uncanny. Sometimes she'll look at me and she'll think, oh my God, it's Rodney, because I've grown this. I quite like it. I might surprise you all one day and shave everything off. Well, not everything, but that. Andrew's saying, thumbs up, peeps. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hang on. We got more thumbs up than people watching now. What is it with these Turkish barbers everywhere? Nothing against Turk, by the way. You're exactly right. There's either three, definitely three in Hazelmere, might be four. In Midhurst, I can't remember, definitely two, might be three. But the one I normally go to in my niece cut my hair for me yesterday. That's right. Andrew, you're absolutely right. In some cases, I'm aware of one in Midhurst that definitely does that. Yeah, so my niece come round yesterday, bless her, and cut my hair. So that saved me 15 quid, I tell you. And she is a qualified hairdresser. But the barbers, when you go to them to do beards and things like that, they are brilliant. They are, I get a bit nervous when the cutthroat comes out. It's not the barber that's shaking, it's me. Because they take this bit of white paper off and you just think, oh no, but they put this stuff on. It's like it almost smells like a menthol smell, and it's lovely. And then when they get the hot towel on, the first time I had a hot towel, I nearly fell asleep. He said, is that too hot? I went, oh. Ron saying she cut too much off the front, Kevin. Ha ha. No, that's how I wanted it, Ron. Absolutely, Robbie of the North. What? Turkish barbers? Yeah. You're not wrong, guys. You're not wrong. Turkish barbers can launder your money while you wait. Yeah, I think you're right there, Michael. They are there, but the guys I go to, whether they're look money laundering, I don't know, but they are very, very nice guys. I've been using them now for, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years, I suppose. But Rosie, my niece, she was in Hazel in Midhurst yesterday, and I'd rather give her a little bit of extra cash than spend an extra 15 quid going to the barbers. And she's a good girl. She's got a little boy. She's on her own. Give her a bit of helping hand. It's great, but she's a lovely girl. But good. Look, guys, it's 5 to 9. Hang on, Rob's just come. I do use Turkish barbers, though. I'm sure the £20 I pay is well washed. Yeah. Well, that's at least 10 quid cheaper than the one I go to, Rob. So, but anyway, guys, as I keep trying to say so, there is a Turkish family that is very grateful to your patron. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I should say, look, I'm going to call that it because it is an hour I've been on now. I really appreciate your time. I have actually got a very sore throat at the moment. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. Stay well, stay safe. And I will see you in a month's time, possibly on the Saturday at the end of February. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Now all I've got to do is remember how to turn this thing off. Good night, everybody. Good night.